Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. It's a great home improvement Saturday. What are you going to do around your house, my friends? You got a lot to do. Home ownership is not free. There's a big responsibility there. We just had a great interview with Keith Paul from Handy Pro. I've known him since 1995 or something like that. Unbelievable. It's a long time. But hey, you know what? That's how I am. I'm that long-time friendship type of guy. I know people, I'd always keep them around forever. And speaking of a good friend, joining me right now on the Hire It Done radio show is Gary Bulson from Men on the Move.
Good morning, Adam.
What's up, brother?
Nothing. Hey, I fit in that age range with you guys. I just turned 50 this year, so.
Mazel tov. 50 is a new 30.
Right?
Right? I'm feeling like, let's go.
I'm not, sorry.
Yeah. Hey, man, I don't know what it is. I'm getting younger, I think. You know what? I got an infrared sauna. And that's turned the time backwards on me. Literally. I mean, I just feel like I feel great using my sauna. Anyways, that's just how I am. So, Gary, introduce yourself to the Hire It Done audience. Tell everyone what you do.
I'm Gary Bulson from Men on the Move. We're located in Livonia, Michigan. We've been in business for 28 years, serving Southeast Michigan since 1991.
Oh, wow.
Moving and storage.
I graduated Michigan State in 1991.
Nice.
Right? Go green.
Go white.
Okay, my man. So, is there a moving season?
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely here in Michigan there is. I mean,
yeah.
People don't want to really move when their kids are in school and, when the snow's flying. So once those kids get out of school, end of May, beginning of June, it's crazy for 4 or 5 months.
So May, June, July, August, and then back to school?
Yeah, September, too, is pretty busy. Then you start to die down a little bit with the holidays coming in. Is
there a better time of year to move than not?
For me, I'd rather have them move in the winter because we're slower.
But you're okay with that, right?
Oh, yeah. We're like the mailmen. We, move rain, snow, sleet, blizzards.
Yeah. So you just gave us a comprehensive 10-point checklist for moving. That was really good.
Yes, thank you.
We appreciate that. So if anyone wants to see the checklist, you can go to hireitdone.com. You can subscribe to our newsletter. It's in there. But, Gary, moving is just not like calling a company anymore. It's like planning.
Oh, it is. It's like
it's
I said,
easy.
There's a lot to do when you got to move, and I don't think people understand the amount there is to do when they have to move.
Yeah, no question about it. So let's talk about that. So I'm going to give you a scenario. I'm a homeowner. I live in Canton. I've been there since the 80s. My kids just graduated high school and going to college. I want to downsize. I got that 2,400 square foot colonial. And I found a condo in Livonia. I'm going to move from Canton to Livonia. It's a ranch condo. I got to get rid of a lot of stuff. Help me. What's my first step?
Oh, you just need to start getting rid of the stuff that's been sitting in boxes for 20 years that you haven't touched. And I, like a lot of other people, are that person.
Yeah, bro, that's the thing. So there's we're not going to call them hoarders. But, like, I have a box. I'll give you an example. Me, personally, I have a box of stuff in my basement that, for some reason, is my college textbooks, my high school books, and a couple things that I haven't even – I look at the box, I open it up for a second, close it back up, but I don't want to get rid of it. What am I doing with this box? Do I throw it away? Do I shred it? Do I donate it to my son when I die so that he can say, Dad, why did you keep this all these years? Throw this crap out.
Right.
What is it, Gary? Do I need a therapist?
No, you don't need a therapist. There's so many of us like that. One of the best things you can do in my mind is, donate something like that to the Salvation Army or whatever. That way you're not only helping out a great organization, but somebody else could use those books or those clothes that you won't fit into anymore. We all have those problems.
Yeah. Okay. And that's what I thought. I wasn't sure. Okay, so but reality is, if you haven't used it in years and you can't see yourself, any value to it, throw it out.
Right. Or, Facebook. Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook nowadays. Post it on there. I'm sure one of your friends has a use for it, or one of their kids or the grandkids have a use for something that you might not have a use for anymore. Repurpose it.
So have an estate sale, too.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so let's say I cleared out all the schmutz. I get rid of it. Now I call Men on the Move. You guys come over first and you take a look at what it is, or how do I know, like, a moving company? Do I schedule you and you just move me, or do you schedule, you come look and see, then you?
Yeah, we do it both ways. A lot of people nowadays, again, the internet is a new thing. The last 15 years, it's really popular. We have an online quote form that you can go on at 1 a.m. if you want and fill out the information. Within 24 hours, we'll send you back a quote based off what you submit.
So the quote is based on the submit.
Correct.
Oh, it's an easy job. It's got a few boxes, right?
Yeah.
Then you show up and you're like, easy. I need a semi-truck to move your stuff, lady.
That happens more than you think. It drives my guys crazy sometimes.
Right. So do you give advice on there and say, hey, please be as accurate and specific as possible, because this quote will change if it's not matching what you say?
Correct. I mean, what we do is we send back the quoted price via email, and then we wait a day or two, and then we call the customer and make sure that they got the quote okay. Do they have any additional questions? Then my office staff will go over some things with you to make sure the quote is as accurate as possible. In some situations, customers just feel more better for me to come out and see my smiling face. So, we will go out and do an in-home estimate from time to time, because that's what people, some people like to do. So we don't have a problem with that either. It's free, no obligation.
Okay, well, that's cool. So someone fills in the online, you come and verify it. How soon can you move them? Is it what's the date?
This time of year, I would say a minimum of 7 to 10 day notice you want to give. Obviously, if you're moving on the weekends, you're going to want to give a little longer. In the fall and winter months, sometimes we can move you next day. I mean, obviously,
really?
It depends on availability.
Sure.
We have 7 trucks that we run out of our Livonia office, so we can be pretty flexible. Got a bunch of great experienced guys and office staff to help make your moving less stress-free.
What about the small stuff? Not small stuff. What if someone says, all right, I got this pool table. Or I find a pool table at a guy's house. He wants to get rid of it. He says, Adam, this pool table is $1 bazillion. It's this super blah, 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 blah pool table. And you can have it if you get a guy to come get it and move it. Can I call you up, Gary?
Sure.
You guys know how to do that?
Sure.
They're heavy.
Yeah, they are heavy. But, I mean, that's what we do for a living,
Do you have like a machine? They have bionic legs now? They have these things you can wear. Do you ever notice that? They put it around your waist and it goes down to your knees, and it's like spring-loaded.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like helps you like lift stuff. Have you looked into that?
Yeah, some of the guys use what they call hump straps. Some of the guys use forearm forklifts. Some of the guys, most of my crew is old school. They just go out there with brute strength and move the furniture, whatever the piece is, whether it's a pool table, a safe, king size mattress. They just grab it and go, and they move it.
Okay, well that's not a bad way. So what kind of advice can you give a homeowner if they're planning on moving? Should they plan ahead? Can they do it last minute? Are you pretty flexible to help them out?
Yeah, of course we are. It's, obviously we need to know as well, because, if for some reason you're not fully packed or whatever, we need to know ahead of time so we can bring out some supplies to help you do that. We don't carry supplies, on our truck on a daily basis. So, if you call us up and say, I get tied up, I didn't get as much packing done as I want, is there any way that we can do it? And a lot of times what we'll do is we'll suggest that you take a third man, and then that third man can finish up the packing while the other 2 guys start loading the truck and get you moved out.
Priceless advice just there. Let me talk about that with you right now with the homeowners who are listening. Friends, what Gary Bulson from Men on the Move just said is so prophetic. Think about this for a second. You've got to pack your stuff up, okay? It's a lot of stuff. Getting the boxes, where do you suggest people go to get boxes?
Men on the Move.
Oh, so you supply them with the boxes?
We provide them for a fee, obviously.
Yeah, but it's still. Okay, so you get the boxes. The boxes that I love are those wardrobes.
Yeah.
Because they're stalled and they got the metal rack. And you just you go in your closet, you take the hangers, you pull them off, you throw it in the wardrobe, set it and forget it.
And we do provide those free to use the day of the move, so there's no charge to use those. We just we can either bring them into the room. Some people want to load their own clothes, and they can load them up while the guys are loading the truck, or the guys will go into your closet, they'll load the boxes for you, and then when we get to the new house, they'll unload the boxes, put them right in your closet. We take the boxes back with us, no fee to you.
Now that's what I'm talking about. So I want to do the ultimate hire it done. I want you guys to come and pack everything up for me. I want to pay for it. It's okay. Is that a service you'll offer?
Yeah, we pack probably 80% of the jobs ourselves. The problem is this time of year we get so busy with moves, sometimes we can't fit it in, so we do subcontracting some.
Okay.
The owner of the Men on the Move in Ann Arbor, his mom, this is what she does for a living. She has a company that does packing. So
you can hire that out.
Correct. We
love it.
We call on her. She'll come out. Me and her a lot of times will come out the same day to do an estimate. She'll do an estimate on the packing. I'll do an estimate on the moving. They usually come out the day before the move, pack you up, and when we get there the next day, it's ready to go.
Love it. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Gary, when we come back, we're going to give tips for moving. What does it really cost? And is this something people can do themselves, or what are the risks, besides a broken back?
Sounds awesome.
I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. My name's Adam Helfman. Shout out to Julie Slav. She's a friend of mine. She's listening. She just texted me to say hi. I'm like, what up, Julie? Probably on her way to get some fitness. Probably going to rock it out today like usual. Anyways, we're here with Gary Bulson from Men on the Move. Gary, you're on the move, aren't you?
I try to be. I used to be on the move a lot more. Now, a lot more office work.
Yeah. It's okay, though. You're busy, right?
Very busy.
That's important. So the moving business can be very anxiety creating for people. It's rooting people up. It's, leaving a home that they have history with. But it's also about new beginnings.
It is.
So tell me about what you say about that.
I think it's one of the reasons a lot of my guys do this job. It's very fulfilling when you go into somebody's home and they're having a fresh start. Sometimes it's under bad circumstances where maybe they had a death in the family, or maybe it's a happy circumstance where they're just got married, or they're downsizing because their kids they're empty nesters now. But in any case, it's a new start for these people. It's a fresh start for these people. And I think a lot of my guys like to help relocate people to get that experience that they're really helping somebody move on with their lives.
That's nice to hear that. And that's true. You get that, and it makes sense. So, and again, finding a moving company, the horror stories.
Yes.
People are, I've had a friend who moved to Florida. He had all his stuff, half was missing. He got in a fight with the moving company, and they locked up his stuff and said, you're not getting it. I mean, really? And it was like the guy they hired was not the guy who did it. It was like a broker or something in between. What are the warnings that people have?
We get a lot of calls from Dateline and 2020 air those shows a lot of different times. And we get so many calls like the day or two after that one of those airs asking us a bunch of questions. Again, you want to use a reputable company, whether it's like through the Chamber of Commerce, maybe you get it, or
how do you find a reputable company? I mean, look at Hire It Done pre-screens, and you went through that,
right? And that's one of the things I'd like to touch on is like I heard you mention earlier in the show Angie's List and Home Advisor. A lot of companies, it's like here's $1,500, and now I'm a member of Angie's List. Yeah. You don't do that with Hire It Done.
No,
you
different.
And your staff really vet the businesses that come in here. So if there's somebody that's involved with Hire It Done, they've been vetted and they've done a great job, and Adam did not pay me to say that.
Thank you. And let's just be clear what the vetting is. We actually go out and see your work. We meet with you personally. You have to have, certain practices in place. You go to hireitdone.com, you can look at our 10-point pre-screening of what we do. And yeah, that's the problem.
And you called the references that I had to list on the sheet, not only personal and business references, you guys called every one of them. I think you called every single one of my 2,000 Facebook friends too to ask about me.
Did not do that. However, we did call your insurance company, and we got a copy of your insurance and validated that it's paid on time and all that. Because that's important.
Right.
You don't want to wreck someone's stuff.
Right.
That's the key.
Well, that's what makes Hire It Done so great too, is because, like I said, you're going to want to put out reputable people because your reputation's on the line as well. So you're going to want to make sure that the people that you recommend are good people and licensed and insured.
Listen, I try really, really hard. Okay, and it's funny because the term "no good deed goes unpunished." I bust my butt to find the best roofers. I bust my butt to find the best handyman, to find the best movers, the best plumbers, right? And I still get homeowners who say to me, I don't know what you do. And, the people send to the radio station, this guy, You're
going to get that no matter what business you're in.
I guess you're right. But I'm just saying, because it's amazing to me how much work goes into behind the scenes to bring it. They think, I got a guy out here, he's paying to be here, blah, blah, blah. You don't pay. You're
Right.
just a good moving company, and we have a need, and it's a win-win.
Exactly.
Homeowners come to me and say, hey, Adam, I got to move. Okay, call Men on the Move. They call you, they boom, they brag about you, they call me and thank me, they tell people to use Hire It Done, bam.
It's a snowball effect. I mean, I've always told customers in the past, it's not your $500 I want, it's the 5 friends you're going to recommend me to.
Exactly.
And they look at me and like, I can't believe you just said that. And it's like, no, that's good for you because it means that I'm going to take care of you and do a good job because I want you to be part of my sales staff and I want you to recommend my company. That's how we grow.
That's the best way.
That's how any
Referrals.
business grows.
Well, you'd be surprised. And some people don't get it, but that's okay. So Hire It Done, I want to move Hire It Done and add on Florida. Can you move me to Florida?
We can.
So you do local and across lines. There's a term for that?
Interstate. Yeah, I mean,
different rates for that, right?
correct. It goes by weight and distance. And we're actually next week we're going to Texas, South Carolina, and Florida next week. So I just did the schedule on Friday. So we're pretty busy with just out of state moves next week.
Oh, good. So you're busy with that stuff.
Yep.
So that's amazing. Is there any, like, a lot, the economy affects a lot of businesses. Is your business affected by the economy at all, or?
A little bit, in 2008 when everything crashed, it was actually it was good and bad. I mean, business obviously fell for a lot of people, including myself. But what it did was it got rid of a lot of the rogue, uninsured movers. It cleared it cleared them out. And some of them are creeping back in because the economy's been a lot better lately. And again, that's why it's so important. Just do not shop price only. It's very important. No matter what service you use, do not shop just price.
Well, and that's the key. No one wants to shop price, right?
Right.
All right. So it does make a difference. Going with the lowest guy never works. What's the risk a homeowner has?
I mean, damage to their home. If they don't have workman's comp and somebody falls and breaks a leg in your house,
They sue you.
Yeah,
You get that call from 1-800 whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So I call a moving company, not you, obviously. I call them, are you licensed and insured? Do you have insurance? Oh, yeah, we got full bonded. We're this, we're that. What's the homeowner to do when the guy says, yeah, we are? Because they're going to lie if they're not, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So how do you check?
You can always call the Michigan Public Service Commission.
MPSC, and,
Yep.
and they know you have to be
Yep.
registered with the state?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And be licensed and insured, so they would be able to give you, you can look them up right online, the Michigan Public Service Commission. You can check it out. Also, I mean, you go to the Better Business Bureau, same way. Look up, any reviews or bad complaints that businesses might have got there.
Did you know I'm on the board of directors of the BBB?
I did. I think you mentioned that last time we were on air.
I love the BBB. The BBB is secretly a force. People are like, they're not relevant anymore. That's a bunch of malarkey, okay? The BBB has more traffic. More homeowners go to the BBB to check out contractors and businesses, and it's an authority.
Right, and I think you can do it you can do a search by name of
Everything.
business. You can search by their phone number.
Sure.
So,
Now, what about reviews? You see Yelp, you see Google, and all the reviews. Hire It Done doesn't do reviews because we check the references only, and homeowners trust me. So that's different. But I see reviews, and some of them look like they're fabricated. Do you see that?
it's funny. You must be stalking my Facebook page because about 2 weeks ago I posted. I actually got an email from a company out there that wanted me to pay them to write Google reviews, Yelp reviews, and such like that. I could pay them like $1,000, and they would give me so many good reviews.
Really?
And
I love it. What's their name? I want to do that.
I mean, it's just to me, it's sickening because it just hurts the industry so bad, and people rely so much on social media these days for everything.
Let me say this: people are smarter than you think. I ask homeowners all the time, "Hey, Mrs. Homeowner, we don't do reviews. However, I'm sure you've checked reviews of a contractor." Yeah, of course I do. So if you read 10 reviews about my contractors or any contractors, do you think they're all real? Homeowner's like, well, they're probably a bunch of fake ones. So then the thing about a review is it makes them feel good, right? Now, some reviews, I'm not downplaying reviews. Some reviews are legit. The problem is the bad apple that spoils the bunch, right?
Right.
So that's why we made a choice. We made a conscious choice that we check out the contractors. And we monitor on a regular basis when they do work through Hire It Done. And if the homeowners, again, I tell contractors, when you join Hire It Done, you have one responsibility. Your only responsibility after you join Hire It Done is to make the homeowner brag about you. And if that happens, you're doing your job. Gary, is that right?
That's correct. And you know what? You can even have something go wrong on a move or on a plumbing job or a roofing job. But what matters is how you handle it after that problem happens.
It's called solution-minded.
Right. If you damage something or whatever and just take off and don't answer your phone, well, that's not good business. You know, if something happens and you damage something, take care of it. Take care of the customer. I mean, that's what's important.
Of course. But you get it. There are people who aren't that way. They blame the homeowner. They blame the worker. You know how hard it is to find labor? That's the way it is. You don't like it? Then don't. You know, and then what? You're going to sue the guy? Please. Nobody wants to go to court. Oh, yeah, I'm having such a good time. Gary, time flies.
Yep.
Isn't that amazing?
Loved it.
You're the best, man. Gary Bulson, Men on the Move, 734-744-9547, MichiganMovers.com. You want it done right, you got to call Gary. Well, that's it, my friends. Another hour just gone like that. Tune in to Hire It Done next week. Find us on social media. We're everywhere. HireItDone.com. Talk to you next week. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.